Coming up on Dig It.
There is so much big stuff going on and life is so manic and crazy and you're dealing with some huge subjects. When you look back at those times, you just want to be there again. You want to be that 7-year-old child playing with ponies and you want to be with those people because that's when you were safe and you were happy and you were content and you had none of the big stuff to worry about.
We're making a menopause playlist, aren't we, Joe?
We are, yeah.
I Would Have Anxiety by Dochi.
Khalees, I Hate You So Much Right Now. Everyone thinks I'm bonkers, but I'm fine with that. I think that could be one of our slogans, like Dig It slogan. Everyone thinks we're bonkers. We're fine with that.
I know.
It's all good.
All of that right after this. Dig It is sponsored by Costa Coffee at Home.
Zoe, listen, are you a coffee before anybody speaks to you in the morning kind of person?
Absolutely, most definitely. Ideally, mug in hand, quick wander around the garden, a little bit of peace and quiet to myself in the morning, Joe. That's how I like it.
Well, good news for you, because Costa's new everyday instant coffee makes that very, very easy. It's the same great Costa quality that you can expect from your local coffee shop, but enjoyed in your own mug at home or your garden.
It's available in 3 blends, smooth, intense and decaf. So whether you like something mellow, something stronger, or you're avoiding caffeine, there's an option for you.
It's got that silky texture, the rich aroma and the caramelized brown sugar notes.
Sort of thing that makes an ordinary morning feel a bit more special.
Exactly.
Look out for Costa's new at-home everyday instant coffee in selected supermarkets across the UK, subject to availability. Hello, gang. It is time to dig in. How are you, Joe?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good, thank you. Yes, all is good. And you?
All is good. Yes. You know, I'm just glad that it's cooled down a bit this end. I'm hoping it stays at this lower temperature.
Although I'm enjoying the sunshine. I know it's too hot, but it's actually, it's a change from the wind and the rain that we sometimes get in our summers. So,
and we'll miss it when it's gone. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Can we talk about Menopause Mandate? It's a group that some people might be aware of, but they've done amazing things. Mariella Frostrup is one of the people who's behind it, and they have campaigned so hard to make a difference to people's lives when it comes to the menopause. It's like this care campaign group. They are now launching something which I think every digger should get involved with. It's the Big Menopause Survey 2026. And they just want everyone across the UK, women across the UK, to share their experiences, just to help define what menopause is like and what good menopause support should be like, what people really need in their day-to-day life, their real life. So I just think it's worth shouting about this, getting everybody who is affected by the menopause to share their symptoms and their experiences, because it can only benefit. It can help the professionals who want to help women go through the menopause and support them in the way that they need. And it just also is very good to highlight, I think, the wide range, like the massive range of symptoms that there are when it comes to the menopause, because there's all kinds of weird, funny stuff, whether it's like tingling tongues or itchy ears and aching joints and frozen shoulders. There are so many different things that can affect different people. You're aware of them, aren't you, Zoe?
Yeah, very much so. And I meant to fill in the survey last year and I completely forgot to do it.
Yeah.
So I am definitely going to be doing the survey as well. We'll have a link to the Menopause Mandate survey in the episode description, and it will be on our Substack on Friday too. And you've got until August the 31st to fill it in.
I guess it's worth following them on Instagram, on social media as well, because they have lots of useful conversations going on all the time. And there are so many good people when it comes to menopause that it's worth following. But I think Menopause Mandate they're very passionate, they're very powerful, and they're very effective and worth a follow on Instagram or wherever.
And we're always talking about how concerned we are that women aren't getting the help that they need. And so through taking part in this survey, like you say, Joe, the more information we can gather about all the different ways women are affected by menopause, the more we can learn about it and the more our docs can help us when we get to this point and the next generation coming through. Anyway, brilliant. Well, to go with that, we're making a menopause playlist, aren't we, Joe?
We are, yeah.
We are making Meno Play, it's going to be called. Songs that reflect your mood and symptoms during the menopause. So I Would Have Anxiety by Dochi.
Khalees, I Hate You So Much Right Now.
Faithless Insomnia.
Yeah. Nelly. Yeah. It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot in here. Oh, God. I might also have the Style Council, My Ever-Changing Moods.
Definitely.
So if you have any suggestions of songs that you would like to hear on our Menno playlist, please send them to questions@digitpod.co.uk or text or voice note us on 07 477 038 795. That's 07 477 038 795.
You can have a lot of fun with this, obviously, because as we were just saying, there's so many different symptoms and so many different feelings that you have, and there are so many songs that will perfectly encapsulate how you're feeling. So just, have a think of your favourite songs, and then we can put together this brilliant playlist that you can stick on. It'll make you laugh if it's on in the background, and people might be oblivious, but you'll be going, that's how I feel. That song there, that applies to me, that does. It'll be good fun. Now, we have questions from you lot, from our wonderful diggers. And the first one is from Kirsten. And this is all about nostalgia. So Kirsten says, this is a thing I've held on to for so many years for fear of ridicule. But I feel like this is finally the safe space I've needed to share it. This is absolutely a safe space. You can talk about anything on this show. I feel nostalgia incredibly strongly, almost like a form of grief. Certain songs or thinking about specific events with friends who've drifted away or sadly aren't around anymore can completely floor me. In those moments, I get this heavy conviction that life will never be that good again. Not just missing the past, but genuinely mourning it. I think I've always had this affliction, even as young as 10 or 11. I recall this stomach-churning yearning I would get for, say, a house that we used to live in or a friend who'd moved away. Is this a version of nostalgia that you recognise? Do you think some people just feel it harder than others? And is there a healthy way to hold onto those memories without it tipping into grief for a stage of my life that's passed? Thank you. And that is from Kirsten.
Kirsten, I love you. You sound like you really feel things on a real deep level there. I sometimes think it's just me with stuff where I don't think if it's quite as extreme as Kirsten, but I do know what you mean, Kirsten. And I hang on to a lot of memories. I'd hang on to lots of trinkets and tickets and music and things that remind me of the past. And it's actually been a conversation in our household this weekend, is I've started to look at some things of mum's, thinking, oh gosh, do I get rid of some of these things? And should I get rid of some of my things? So that my kids don't have to sort through them. And I was talking with a couple of friends about how much stuff do you keep from the past and look through, and how much does that mean to you? And some people are like, oh, I don't have anything like that, and I've cleared it all out. And I'm like, well, I just think I'm a hopeless romantic, and I love all those things and looking back. And some people saying they just like to look forward, and I look back. So we are all very different in the way we feel about things like this. And Kirsty, it sounds like, there's that deep passion in you. And I wonder if more of our diggers feel things this way.
I 100% feel like Kirsten. I absolutely, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, this just like overwhelming sense of grief. Absolutely, kind of mourning. I have such an attachment to times in my life and places that I lived. So, I can picture the house when I was, how old would I have been? Maybe 6 or 7 years old. Pheasant Way is where we lived, and we had a willow tree in the front garden. And I used to play beautiful under the willow tree, and I remember having my toys and my dolls and playing with those. And I remember the feel of the leaves, and I used to shred the leaves. And one day my mum and dad, they cut down the willow tree because obviously it had grown too big, but I was devastated. And I can feel it now, like the sadness of that willow tree not being there anymore. And I realised as I'm talking that I've actually planted willow trees in all the houses and gardens that I've lived in ever since. So I'm obviously trying to recreate that feeling. But music will take me back there. I went to see Toy Story 5 the other day, and there's this whole thing about playing with toys. And there's a scene with all the horses that suddenly come to life, but it's horses like Barbies and Tammy dolls had. And I had all of those. I remember so clearly the feeling of playing with them. And it's really, really intense. And I feel really sad that I won't feel that feeling ever again. I won't ever feel the intensity of the joy of playing with my doll's horses. As a person, maybe that makes sense only to you, but it's really, really like a deep sadness inside of something never being as good as it was then. Maybe that's what it is.
Wow. I think, I'm a mix of both. I kind of like looking back, and the thing is, there's been a lot of sadness in my life in certain era, and a lot of loss and stuff like that. So I do sort of, there's great people I really miss in my life who, lost over the years and stuff like that. But I think I'm always trying to think, right, okay, it's okay. And the glass is half full and da, 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 da. But I do know what you mean. There are, I guess also as we get a bit older, that you know, as you lose people you love, you do, you know, and you're surrounded by their things or you're wondering what to do with those things. And maybe you're looking back at your own life and thinking, wow, God, that was amazing. And I think it's good to feel that passionate, isn't it, as well? Because then I think I wouldn't call it an affliction. I would call it a bit of a gift. Because also if you're letting that emotion, if that emotion is that strong, that's coming out sometimes. That's really good. If you're having a good old sob about something that really meant something to you, you know, that it's almost like a celebration in a way of letting that emotion come out of your body. You're not trapping it and shoving it down. I think maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, maybe it's turning it into a positive. It's going, well, that was amazing. I love that. Now, like, there is so much big stuff going on and life is so manic and crazy and you're dealing with some huge subjects and difficult things that when you look back at those times, you just want to be there again. You want to be that 7-year-old child playing with ponies, or you want to be living in that house, Kirsten, that you talked about, and you want to be with those people because that's when you were safe and you were happy and you were content and you had none of the big stuff to worry about. So maybe that's why it's just overwhelming. You're mourning the loss of that innocence and that joy that you had then, and accepting the fact that life is tougher now.
Although there's certain points of my life that I don't want to go back to. I'd be like, oh, please don't make me go back to that again. I definitely need to move forward. But I do worry slightly about looking forward and thinking, oh gosh, how much time are we going to get? But you're going to get what you're going to get, aren't you? There's not going to be a lot we can do about that. And you've got to live in the moment. You've got to love life. But I'm with you, Kirsten, because I've got a lot of sorting to do. So much sorting, because I think I did a huge amount when I moved, and then after Mum, and now I sort of need to move to the next level of sorting some of Mum's stuff and some of my own stuff, that there is less stuff in the house. I'm not sort of daunted by it. I'm just more like having the time to do it. But also it's like, it's good to let stuff go. It is good. But yeah, I also love, Kirsten, the power of music or a movie, that you can watch a movie or hear a song or smell a smell, and all those incredible memories, mainly good ones, will come back to you, and you can feel that really deeply, because I think that is a bit of a gift to have that. I think that's a pretty special, I think that's a superpower.
I think that's why I think both you and me, we love the music of the 70s and that kind of easy breezy, yachty kind of dreamy stuff. I often listen to 70s radio stations when it's a really sunny day, and I'll just go straight to that and just listen to that soundtrack, and it's nostalgia. It's just like, oh my God, these were carefree times. They were wonderful. Yeah, really happy days. And I love it. I love driving in my car. Nothing better than listening to Bee Gees or, Alessi Brothers or whatever it is. And that's the power of music as well.
Yeah, because those songs mean that to us, don't they? There were the times when we were just kids and we didn't have to worry about things. Because I often talk about the 70s being this amazing era, and people who lived life in the 70s, like, actually, it was pretty goddamn tough. There was,
what about the strikes and the
strikes and there were power cuts, and there was a lot of unemployment, and so they weren't necessarily the golden age for some people, but for us who were kids in the 70s, we're like, it was joy.
The halcyon days,
halcyon days and freedom and just playing, and maybe that's why we love the music. Love to hear from you, diggers, your thoughts on what Kirsten shared with us.
Exciting news. We have been longlisted for a few categories in the British Podcast Awards, which is frankly amazing.
Yeah, we're absolutely cock-a-hoop. There's one award in particular we have to tell you about, diggers, the Listener's Choice Award.
It's decided entirely by you. Now, the Dig It community is one of a kind. This is what we've discovered. We have laughed together, we've cried together, we've gardened together, and it feels to us like we've got a whole new crew of friends to help us through this time in our lives.
So if you're loving Dig It, you can vote for us in the Listener's Choice Award. Simply click the link in our description or go to britishpodcastawards.com/voting.
So type Dig It in the search bar, then enter your name and your email to vote. And don't forget to verify your email so that your vote counts. Thank you so much.
Our second question is from Penny. She says, am I being unreasonable for asking my 2 adult sons to stop using their phones at the dinner table No, Penny, I don't think you are. I think it's rude and think we should have this time to talk, but it always ends in an argument. I've been there. My husband thinks they should do what they want. Am I being old-fashioned, or is this what everyone does now? Please help. Love the pod. Penny. I think phones should go down at the table. I mean, last night I kept checking because I was checking to see if the vet had messaged and we were having dinner. But yeah, we are all too easily distracted by these things, aren't we? And we should just get rid of them, even just for 10 minutes to eat together and talk together, or not talk together, but just to be there, present in the moment. I'm with you, Penny. Honestly, here. I
think what we do is we all, I mean, everybody is as guilty as everyone else. So it's not just the kids, it's me and Steve as well.
Yeah.
And we'll all, but if we're having a meal, I think we will genuinely engage with each other. But then if somebody gets distracted and they go on their phone, someone will call them out. Someone will be like, "Oi, just put your phone down. Come on, join the conversation." Yeah. And so everyone's kind of named and shamed throughout the course of a meal. And as soon as somebody says it to you, I mean, you just feel, I always feel really mortified. And I'm like, no, you're absolutely right. What am I doing on my phone looking at Instagram when I've got you lovely people here to talk to? This is insane. I think it's just the way of the world at the moment. I think if you have your adult sons there, then just saying to them, "Oh, come on, let's have a chat," is absolutely fine.
It's difficult though, isn't it? Because sometimes things come up in conversation and you're like, how old is Jude Bellingham? I'll just look that up, whilst you're talking about stuff that's going on, and, who was it that they play for? So the phones come out, they come out for people to look stuff up, and it's like, you can look it up later. We can talk about it later. We won't remember it anyway. We'll look something up and I won't remember it. So why do we even need to bother? But Penny, I'm with you. Other diggers, I'm sure. It's nice sometimes, isn't it? Just to have some time without them. But I'm as guilty as your sons, Penny, in that I'm like, I need it.
My kids would call me and Steve out, probably more than we would call them out. We're on our phones more, I think. But that's why I think we play games as well, or we'll,
good.
Because that gets conversation going. So even if it's just a stupid articulate while we're eating, just something to focus us all and get us all talking. But genuinely, we're kind of quite interested in what each other has to say because we don't see each other so often. So maybe it's different if you are there every single night.
Yeah.
Every family has their own way of dealing with stuff.
We do.
The next one, this is from Melanie on the theme of miscommunication. She sent us this story.
Hi there, Joe and Zoe. I've just listened to the podcast where the teacher said the wrong word. She said clitoris instead of chrysalis. And it reminded me of when I was driving my son and his friend home from school. And I reckon there were probably 5 or 6. My son was in the front seat. His friend was in the back. And I was just pulling out of a junction, but there was a car coming. So I slammed the brakes on. And as I did that, I went, fuck. And my son in the front went, oh, you said the F-U-K word, mummy. And his friend in the back said, I think you'll find that's F-U-C-K. And I laughed a lot. And when I told his mum, she laughed a lot. So there you go. Just thought I'd share that with you. Thanks for the podcast. I love it.
Oh, thanks, Melanie.
I think you'll find that's F-U-C-K. That's brilliant.
Spelling is important. Yeah.
It's so good. Yes. On funny words, kids get mixed up. Zoe says, my son called pins and needles pens and noodles. I love that. Gravy was groovy and Yorkshire puds were pork shepherds. Pork shepherds.
Oh, I love that.
We still use all of those terms now, and he's 21. So we've got pens and noodles. Great. Groovy. Put your groovy on your pork shepherds. So wonderful. And they stick. Isn't it good? Obolob. Yeah. I remember a friend who said obolob instead of envelope, which is also very good.
And also Laura's been in touch, and Laura said, my 4-year-old Edmund calls alpacas old packers, and he genuinely thinks that McDonald's is called Old McDonald's. Loving the show. Listen every week without fail. Thank you, Laura.
Oh, let's go to Old McDonald's. Oh,
yes.
Very good. Very good. Now, we don't like to shy away from bodily functions here on Dig It. Jo's been in touch with a story she has brilliantly titled Flatulence, a Confession. You asked for tales of gas, and this is one I expected to take to the grave. But we're all diggers here, and what's shared with diggers stays with diggers, right?
100%.
I am a long-time sufferer of IBS. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Mine is the particularly gassy variety. Brilliant. And as many IBS sufferers will attest, we have the power to clear a room with one very small emission. That's so wonderful. Due to the commitments of my job, stopping everything to pop to the loo or head outside was not something I could always easily do. I therefore found what I thought was a quiet, rarely used spot, far enough removed from the comings and goings of my work environment, where I could relieve myself of an uncomfortable build-up without making my colleagues think someone had dropped a stink bomb in the department. And all was good with this plan, at least for a couple of weeks. I'm doing my best, Simon Mayo.
This is so good. I love it.
However, one afternoon, I was about to stop by my secret corner when I got stopped by a colleague to be told a couple of workmen were in the room investigating drainage issues after someone had reported pungent smells coming from a sink. It didn't take long for the ball to drop. The cause of the smell was me. While relieved I was in the clear, I was also absolutely mortified that I was responsible for wasting people's precious time. The workmen obviously found nothing wrong with the sink or its drainage, nor did the smell ever return, but I still squirm whenever I think about it. I love the idea of you running to the quiet area to let it out. I now always carry a small air freshener with me for those occasions when instant relief cannot be avoided. Never again will I be to blame for the smell of dodgy drains. And that is from Joe. Oh, Joe, you poor darling. That's hilarious. But also, you poor thing.
Oh my God.
Drop it off somewhere.
That moment of realization. Oh my God. They're talking about me and I can't let anybody know. Safe space, totally safe space. But I bet you're not the only person, Joe.
You're probably not the only person. I mean, I bought those poo drops that you talked about.
They're great.
That make to go to Aesop, to go down the loo when you've had, but yeah, I'm with you sometimes. It's like, even if you're in your car, you can let it out, can't you? And then you can open the window and
go for a good walk. Yeah.
A secret little space.
Hey, I got stung by a wasp. I forgot to mention this.
Ooh.
I got stung by a wasp when I was watering the tomato plants a couple of days ago. It is the most painful thing
really?
ever. Honestly. Oh my God, I haven't been stung for ages. You know when something takes you right back to being a child again? I felt the sting. I looked down.
Do you have a little cry?
I didn't actually cry. I just felt really kind of violated.
Do you feel a bit woozy and violated?
I felt violated. There was blood there straight away. So there was a puncture. There was blood. And I couldn't see the wasp. I don't know what happened to the wasp. For the first 12 hours, it was fine. And then the venom kicks in and then it starts to swell and it starts to itch and it starts to buzz. And it carried on it's still going on today. It's like, I've had to take special tablets for it, antihistamine, to try and calm it down. I put stuff on it. It's really red and raw. And then I've also had a sympathy kind of itch in my belly button. And I had to look it up. We were Googling it. And apparently it's all to do with the venom, just kind of traveling around your body, and it can
moving around your body.
Yeah. Who'd have thought? I was watching the football the other night, just like scratching my wasp sting and then my belly button at the same time. So wasps are evil. I mean, I always knew they were, but this has just reminded me that they are really, truly evil.
Hang on. They do eat other little flies and predators. Apparently they are useful for the ecosystem. Someone was telling me this at the weekend. When they sting you, they can do one. If anyone has any great old wives, methods, aren't you supposed to put vinegar on stings? But that might be wrong. Sort of apple cider vinegar or something like that. If anyone's got any good top tips for how to deal with wasp stings or bites, because I know Nellie is attacked by mosquitoes wherever she goes, and she already here she's got them all up her legs and they really swell up. So if anyone's got any tips on, because I remember someone saying that if you take vitamin B or you eat Marmite, or is it? I can't remember if it's
the
Marmite
yeast,
or the yeast. Supposedly you get less bites and stings because I think mosquitoes love a certain blood type, and I think Nell has it because she's covered already. And then when she goes on her holidays to Ibiza, she gets savaged. Maybe it's just their lovely young flesh rather than my old
flesh.
dried out old flesh. They don't want it. But if diggers, you're always good on things like this. If you have any magic that you use for stings or bites, do let us know.
I'd just forgotten how bad wasp stings are. They seem to be a feature of your childhood. And then when you grow up, you're like, no, they don't bite me at all. They don't sting me. And then when they do, you're like, ouch, this is not nice.
Really hurt. Really hurt.
From smells to spells, from stings to spells. After we talked about buying spells on Etsy for good weather at a wedding, I was talking about my friend Sophie and you were talking about your wedding as well.
Jordan and Sally, yeah.
That's right. Mary sent us this.
Hi there, Jo and Zoe. Just wanted to share a spell with you.
Ooh.
Many years ago, when we were thinking about buying our house, a friend of mine said, do you want to do a spell so that you can find the perfect house for you? And she shared it with me, how it's on a full moon and you light a candle and you draw a picture of your dream house and all the finer detail, the garden, the flowers, the dogs if you have them, the people, just draw it. And then on the full moon, 3 consecutive nights, you go out, you light a candle, and you have this saying to say. She WhatsApped it to me, and I did it. My husband thought I was absolutely bonkers. He said, "What are you doing?" Anyway, totally ignored him, carried on. Right. And it worked. It's worked every time. And I share this with all my girlfriends when they say that they're going to move. And I say, I'll send you my spell. So it works and it's fun and everybody thinks I'm bonkers, but I'm fine with that. Sending you both lots and lots of love.
Mary, send us the spell. How fantastic. You see, the only problem there with me would be I'm really bad at drawing, Jo.
You'd end up in like Playhouse.
I saw our old Radio 2 tea towel the other day where everyone had to draw their faces. God. And I was just looking at mine and look at deranged. I am so basic when it comes to drawing. Maybe I could get the lodger to draw it for me. Would that work? And then say the spell on the full moon.
Yes.
It's the next full moon. This is great. You've got your dream house, haven't you? Your place is amazing.
Yeah, no, we're super happy here. But I love Mary's line there. Everyone thinks I'm bonkers, but I'm fine with that. I think that could be one of our slogans, like Dig It slogan. Everyone thinks we're bonkers. We're fine with that. It's all good.
Well, the thing is that, supposedly women were always, witches, weren't we? There was a time when, any woman who had any kind of idea or anything, we were witches and burnt or drowned.
I know, horrendous.
But we do love a bit of witchiness. So Mary, fantastic.
Yeah.
Let us have the spell and we'll try that out.
I don't know whether you can see, but it's time to say goodbye now. But for the whole of the duration since she invaded Dig It,
I can't see.
Kiki's just been at my feet for the whole time.
I've never seen Kiki. Hang on.
Oh no, I've woken her up now.
Oh, there she is.
This is Kiki, who's our gorgeous ragdoll. And she's just so sweet.
Oh, Kiki.
She's the queen.
I was really happy to see the video of Goose giving Nemo a little bit of a neck massage.
Yeah, except he edited it, so he didn't leave the bit in afterwards when Goose pretty much put Nemo's head in his mouth and Nemo was going, It's a fine line between whether they're kind of really, really good friends or whether Nemo's about to lose his head at any point. So watch this space.
Watch this space. Hopefully, when we're back, I will have an update on Wilbur as well. And
I hope he's okay.
Come home. I know, bless him. I miss my little friend. Darling, have a great week. Diggers, do get in touch. Let us know any more witchy ways and any thoughts on some of the stuff we've discussed in Dig It this week. Do get in touch. We love hearing from you.
Flatulence, funny stories, whatever.
Spells.
We'll take it all.
We'll take it all.
And your menopause playlist. Love you. Yes. Lots of love.
And the menopause playlist. Lots of love, Diggers. Bye-bye. Dig It is a Persephonica production.